Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for August 25th, 2018. My name is Yoshi. This is a podcast about Japanese idols brought to you by Schook and I'm joined as always by Charlie Draco Cowden. What's up?
That's me. Oh. No, got nothing.
Skunks.
Yeah. There's a lingering odor in the air today.
They're a menace to society.
It's not nearly as bad as like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
At least it's getting better. And summer is almost coming to a close, so you won't have that warm air that makes that kind of stuff linger. So hopefully. You'll be moving on from that soon. At least your area is windy, right? You said you have a pretty windy area.
It's been fairly calm this year, actually.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Which is unusual.
Of all times, like you want the wind to push all that smell away, but yeah, that sucks. All right, so we got a bunch of PVs to talk about tonight. So let's get started. We're gonna start off with "Broken by the Scream," "Sayonara Birthday."
Is that like some euphemism for death or something?
That's my guess. I mean, if the group name doesn't suggest it, but once you watch and listen to the song, it becomes apparently clear that they probably sing and scream about stuff that is a little on the darker side.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
So, Broken by the Scream. They do screaming vocals as well as clean vocals. They have like a death metal screamer, and they have the screeching screamer. Reminds me of the Maximum the Hormone guy who screams like that, the screeching high-pitched thing. So, and then mixed in with clean vocals, and they have like a very defined sound.
Very, yeah. Definitely defined. Clean vocals are questionable.
Very processed.
Yes.
Not quite auto-tune processed, but they definitely have heavy filters on them.
Yeah, I think it's auto-tuned.
It is a level of auto-tune, but not like the other groups. Not passcode levels of auto-tune.
Oh, okay. It's not that heavily processed, but the first time I listened to this, I'm like, this is not quite repeat level, but I could see this on a playlist.
Yeah, I think it's really well done.
The first couple of times I listened to it. And then I came back after I went to bed and after listening to everything else, and I'm like, maybe this isn't as interesting and as good as I thought it was.
I don't think it's interesting per se. I just think it's really well executed. Like, they know what they want to do, and they did it right, and it's well done.
Yeah, it's well executed, but the long-haired girl, her vocals are always processed.
Right.
You could hear, I can't right now because I got it turned down so far, but you can hear the electronic echo, that tin can echo,
right,
off her vocals.
Yeah.
The short hair girl, especially around like 250, she starts out with that same processing, and then it goes into like a really clear vocal,
right,
where they take down the processing or remove it, and that sounds really good. And then the other girl comes in with more processing, and it's like,
So we can agree that the clean vocals are way better than the auto-tune stuff.
Yes,
as always.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think there's more auto-tune processed vocals than clean vocals in this.
Yeah, so I think it's the influence of bands that I always bring up when we talk about music of this genre is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the Japanese electronic core band. their influence has just penetrated every single one of these metalcore groups, and I
Yeah.
am always just sad that everyone just sort of sounds like passcode at some point. Not saying all the time, but every single one of these groups at some point does a song like passcode, or you can see passcode doing. And I feel like I'm probably generalizing and whatnot, but I just there's not enough difference for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I this one's a little different in that they actually have the lower pitched screamer.
Hmm.
She sounds like a dude when she
Right,
screams almost.
which is great. And I watched the live footage of them performing songs, and she does those vocals, so
Yeah.
that's pretty great.
Yeah, she's like deep.
Yeah, it's definitely death metal kind of. It sounds like you're burping, basically.
I can't understand a damn thing either one of
No,
the
I
two
never do.
screamers say.
That's half the
But
reason why I don't really listen to death metal or too much metalcore these days. Although I did discover a band called Gojira recently, and I really like their music, but they're not really
yeah.
metalcore per se. But I like their music a lot. So
Yeah.
they do that kind of death metal vocals. So
I think they've done festivals with baby metal too.
yeah, I'm sure they have. They're one of the more popular metal bands these days.
Yeah.
So
Um, but yeah, I like the way it's mixed. It's not the vocals aren't mixed so low that you can't hear them, but they're just right on that borderline where any lower you might not be able to really distinguish them.
yeah,
So I like that.
I I also like that it's not just one vocal style the entire time. It's just here's clean vocals, here's death metal, here's screeching, here's autotune, there's clean. Like it's all broken up. So there's variety there and I enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed that it's not just like constantly speed metal,
Right.
which is, as far as I'm concerned, that's what most of the song is.
Yep.
Is basically speed metal. A lot
I
of double bass.
Oh yeah,
And
there's double bass the entire time almost.
yeah, it is. It's fast. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
The one thing that does kind of bother me is that when it gets to the chorus, it turns a little more poppy, which I appreciate because I'm a sucker for pop hooks and stuff, right? So it has a catchy hook, but then like the guitar disappears and you hear more of the synth keyboard sounds, and I feel like that's just too close to the electronic core that I want these groups to get away from.
Yeah.
So,
I
uh,
like
huh,
I like the slower parts. I like the more melodic
right.
stuff.
Instead of just speed all day.
Yeah. But I do like the guitarist and the bassist.
It's
They're good.
groovy. They have some groovy stuff. Like the verse is like kind of groovy, so they changed it up a bit. I like that. So yeah, it's well done.
They've
Um,
definitely got some good band members.
yeah, definitely.
Whoever's playing is pretty damn good.
Yeah. The PV. Let's quickly go over the PV. We went a little long on the song, but there's not much going on here. There's some lyrics being shown, and some After Effects. But it's entirely in a white room with the band
Yeah.
members in the back wearing masks.
Oh, are they? I never
Yes.
even noticed.
Yeah.
I
They're,
noticed the drummer was wearing something, but I didn't pay attention to the other two.
yeah, they don't really show the face of the guitarist or the bassist, but you can see that they're wearing a gray fake Slipknot
Blood
masks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah, and there's really not much going on here.
No, there's some weird imagery where one girl's like holding some seashells and they drop an alarm clock on it.
Right. I don't really understand. Like, maybe death is like drowning in the ocean and your time is up, dude. Sayonara birthday or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, but whatever. It's a performance PV.
Yeah.
There's no real storyline or anything to it.
Yep.
It's just them performing, which actually works in this case, I think.
Yep.
I don't think a storyline driven PV to this would work very well.
Yeah, but I wish the background was a little more interesting than just white
Yeah.
or gray. It just looks real plain. But
Yeah.
I think the song helps. It helps that the song is good, tolerable to good. So watching this PV isn't really bothersome.
Yeah.
But if I separate it, I definitely think this PV is boring.
Oh yeah. No, I would say if it wasn't for how into the song they are, this PV would be a complete snorefest.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Anything else?
No.
All right, rate it.
I'm going to shelf the PV. After listening to it a few times, it just it doesn't do it for me. The first time it was interesting. The second time it's like, okay, I see where you're going with this. By the third time, it's like, yeah, I'm not into screamo metal.
Yep.
I would much rather have like the melodic stuff that baby metal does than this.
Yep.
And the PV, I'll shelf it. It's yeah. The members are well into it, so it's not a complete.
Yeah, the screamers are real.
Yeah.
They live it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched the making of or the sample for their album, and they were doing a photo shoot. It's kind of funny watching those two because they're completely different
Yeah.
personality wise. So, yeah.
Shelf for the PV and shelf for the song. I think I really like the song, but I still can't get over the metalcore, electronic core trappings of idol groups like these. It's just not a genre that I really like. I can appreciate how well it's done, and I do think it's catchy, but it's really not for me. And the PV is just plain and boring. And if it weren't for the song, it's a dump, which I should probably just dump it, but I don't have that many misgivings, so just shelf it. That's Broken by the Scream, Sayonara Birthday. And next up, speaking of birthdays, Hello Pro All-Stars, yeah, for their 20th anniversary for Hello Project.
How long has it been since we had an All Stars PV?
I don't know.
All for One and One for All?
I don't know. I don't even know if I've seen another one.
Oh, God, that was like 2005?
Yeah. I was completely out by then, so.
All for One.
I feel like I've seen PVs where, like, remember the one was like the celebrating the Morning Musume PVs that they did with the OG members? Like,
Yeah.
a year ago, maybe 8 months ago or so.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in a small room,
Yeah.
and Abe Natsumi and Johnson and, them first gens.
Yeah. That was, I guess, all tied into the whole
Morning coffee, right?
20th anniversary thing, though.
Right. So, like, if you think about it, Morning Musume was the first Hello Project group, so their 20th anniversary should be the same as the Hello Project anniversary, but I guess Hello Project wasn't a thing until after Morning Musume happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Oh God, I'm trying to think. I don't remember what the next group was.
It's got to be Berries or Cute, right?
No. No.
Or Melon Kinembi or Country Musume.
It'd be.
If you're not counting like subgroups. If we're not counting Puchimoni and Minimoni and all that.
No, I mean, technically, yeah. It would be. But I think Minimoni would have been after that, because that was after Tsuji and.
Oh yeah, no, there wasn't a second group until like 2000 or 2001.
Would have been Country Musume, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like Country Musume or one of those, and then
Or
Puchimoni and
Coconuts
Minimoni.
Musume.
Oh God. We don't talk about Coconuts Musume.
But then there's also Toyota Cisco Moon and Sheki Doll, and I'm not sure where those two fall in.
But if you get into that territory, we gotta like start talking about all the subunits. No,
No.
are those
They're
completely different groups?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with like Toyota Siskamoon and stuff, so
Nobody is, because they weren't that popular.
brutal.
Sheki Doll is like one of the most unknown Hello Project groups there is.
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
They only had like 3 or 4 songs, and then the members got into it, and they broke up.
They fought each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. I like that.
Uh,
So yeah, this is like current not Morning Musume, current Hello Project members.
yeah.
I'm assuming in groups like Morning Musume and Anger Me and
It's pretty much all of the groups.
Country Girls and
Tsubaki Factory,
Tsubaki,
Factory,
Kobushi, right?
Juice.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So all those people.
And then, oh Jesus! If you look back at, I guess Hello Project All Stars was 2004, the original one,
Right.
or the first time. That
Right.
had Morning Musume, all the soloists, which was Yuko, Abe,
Fujimoto Miki.
SNK, Gotomaki, Atsuko, Inabasuko, Coconut Musume's Ayaka, and then it had Melon Canopy, Country Musume, W, Maida Yuki, Matsuda Aya, Hello Project Kids, Berries Kobo, if you did.
Right.
Every member of Hello Project, basically.
Right. But like at the moment, this is technically all of Hello Project, right? I think.
Except for the. Well, I guess according to this, there's also 2 other units in here, which is the performance group unit and the small theater troupe.
I have no idea what this.
Which I have no idea who they are.
What the hell is that?
I don't know any of these names, so.
Yeah. So because we're talking so much about who's involved in the past, I think people can surmise at home that we're not all that impressed by this.
It's very much a Sunku song. It's one of his slower songs. It's the anthemic type song that he does, which is a piano ballad, basically.
It sounds like that one Morning Musume song for the Precure anime. If people remember Ima Kokokara, it sounds exactly like that song, essentially. And, you know, I'd hate to say that it sounds exactly like it, but it is similar in tone. Very similar in tone. So, if you like that song, I think you'll like this song. But for me, I like Ima Kokokara, but not this one. I don't think this one's as catchy.
No, it's not as catchy. I did like some of the way that they did it. I like some of the groupings that they used for the different vocal pitches. Yeah, they have like one group that does a little lower and another group that's a little higher. I kind of like that, but
yeah,
overall,
but it's still when you have that many people sing at once, it's still
Yeah.
it becomes that thing we don't like from like AKS
Yeah.
or Nogizaka, right? It becomes that
Yep.
choral sound that takes away any individuality of vocals
Yep.
that people have. So
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
not my favorite style of
No.
vocal recordings. I'd rather it be like Sato Masaki singing half the song and then the rest of it like someone else singing it and everyone else just poses in the back.
Oh, that would be funny.
It would be hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But then
That
I
would
have
be
I
funny.
have money on Sato Masaki being one of the next people to leave. Well, I said that a couple months ago, but then Ikubuharan is like peace out, so I was wrong.
Oh, damn it. All my favorite memories are leaving. Oh,
Sorry.
well. I guess that means that Sato Masaki's down the ocean.
Oh, shit. She's
Uh,
cursed.
Damn.
So, yeah, this song is pretty whatever. It's fine.
I kind of like the different dances that they do in it, but the music doesn't change enough.
Yeah.
When they do it, and it's like, yeah, they're like doing better, more complicated dancing, but it's not. Yeah, the music just doesn't change enough.
Yep. Let's talk about the PV then. The most exciting part about this whole thing is the visuals, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh,
It's
God. There's so many things that check off my pet peeve list.
it's Japan filtered.
Japan filter, number one.
White room.
White room.
One set.
One set.
Let's see.
Way too small for all those people.
This is true.
Those outfits, the silver plastic looking things.
Very yellow project.
Seriously, like gold and plastic, silver and gold plastic outfits are the worst. It just looks cheap.
Extremely hello project.
It's unfortunate.
If you have ever seen a Hello Project concert, well, there you go.
Yep.
That's the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One shots that are like half a second long or less.
I mean, that's gonna happen when you have this many members involved.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I want to say like at least 20 members probably got a solo shot at some point. Not like
I have no idea.
I would like to count and figure out how many solo shots there were, and not repeats.
They probably all did.
If that happened, then I would be very surprised because there is a metric ton of people in this.
Yeah.
Because there's like rows of 6 or 7 or 8, and it's like 6, 7 columns going across.
12,
It's a ton. It's got to be 50 people.
20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32,
I'm just gonna let you count.
34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 40. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Never mind. I fucked up. I got to anger me, and then they started putting two people together, and I
Well,
fucked up.
I think it's easier if we just type in like members list for Morning Musume, Anger Me, Juice, and then just add them all up. I think it would be easier, but I'm gonna guess it's around like 45.
Yeah, I would say it's probably closer to like 48, 50.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so they can be AKB48, except it's HPO 48? HPR?
HP 48? Because you got the H and then the exclamation mark.
That makes it... HP 48 makes it sound like an ink and toner for Hewlett Packard. I have to order the HP XL 110s, I think, for work.
Yeah. Hip 48.
Oh,
That's what it
duh.
is.
That's right. It's HIP.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have to take out the vowels unless it's the first vowel, right? Unless the first letter is the vowel.
Yeah. HPT. There it is.
Sounds awfully close to HKT. But yeah, this is a weird PV because it goes in, towards the bridge. I think around like a little over half way into the PV. They kind of, I don't want to say dim the lights. They change the lights into like this orange color, and then it's only like 10 members that's performing. That lasts for like a little bit, but then it's back to like 50 people, Japan filter, and then the song ends with Fukumura Mizuki staring into the sky as the camera zooms out. And it shows the 20 symbol that they're forming, and then it zooms out of the earth, whatever
Yeah.
that means.
Yeah, it looks like they used like a either orange lights or a sepia tone filter or something to that effect for like the group shots, which is kind of weird.
Yep.
Um, Especially when they're like blowing out the candles on the cake.
I love how
film.
I'm glad you brought that up because I love how it's like it's the 20th birthday of Hello Project, but they've been there for what, 10 years at most? Like Wada Ayaka was maybe there for like 12 years.
Wada Aika's been there since
I'm gonna say 12.
9 years, 4 months, and 21 days.
Oh, really? Oh, it's shorter than I thought.
In Anger Me, yeah.
Oh, in Anger Me, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm counting like her trainee days. I'm assuming she's the longest Hello Project member, longest tenured at this point.
14 years.
Jesus Christ.
2004.
My God. And then I'm assuming Fukumura Mizuki is next, right? That's why it's like the passing of the torch.
Well, yeah, it'd be... Yeah, because she's 10 years. So it'd be it'd be Mizuki and Ikuta.
Ikuta Arena, right.
Um,
Wow.
uh,
Isn't that crazy? I feel like just a while ago there were like new additions to Morning Musume, and now we're talking about them as the old longest tenured people. It's insane.
Actually, no. It wouldn't be Ikuta. Miyamoto Kennen's been there longer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She's been there 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, but Ikuta Arena debuted in Morning Musume 9 years ago, right?
No, that's Hello Project.
Really?
Ikuta joined in 2008
Wow.
or 2009. I
Right.
can't. That text.
Wow, she debuted really quickly then.
And then, well, this is Hello Project.
Right. No, but
Overall.
like she was in Morning Musume by the end of 2009 or early 2010, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
and Karen didn't join Juice until 2013.
Right. So she was training forever.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. Blows my mind. All right. So this PV, it's not good, right? I'm not a fan of this PV.
No.
Whole lot of nothing going on.
Yep. Pretty much.
Like 20 years is supposed to be a momentous occasion. This PV doesn't feel momentous or celebratory in any way. It's
No.
just, hey, get everyone in the same room. Isn't that cool? And then the fans are like, oh my God, they're all in the same room. But
Yeah.
this shows no significance to the 20 years except for the birthday cake and the formation. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing big about it.
No, I would say that the last song that they did, which, yeah, it's been for freaking ever since they did it, was a better song.
Mhm.
Or NPV.
Right.
It was happier. There was more fun going on. Yeah. All for One and One for All became an anthem, literally, for Hello Project.
Right.
And
This song feels like a graduation song,
yeah,
which it kind of is because they show Wada Ayaka at the beginning, like she's like leaving.
mm-hmm.
So
They don't show Ikuba much, but
I wonder if Ikubo hadn't made up her mind at this point when they shot this thing.
yeah, maybe.
I'm curious about that. But then again, I feel like it's kind of weird to feature two people as the leaving people in this, I think.
Yeah.
It's easier to just showcase Wadayak as the one that's leaving, you know?
Well, and she's also the one that's been there the longest.
Right, so it makes sense.
So.
Alright, anything else on this?
No.
Alright, rate it.
I'll shelf this song. It's not bad. But it's pretty boring. The PV, I'd dump it. Let's face it, it's boring, and I didn't watch 90% of it after the first time.
Yep.
Because I knew what was happening.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, it's not good.
I'm right there with you. Shelf the song, dump the PV. It's not so much that this PV is just bad. It's not horrible. It's not good, that's for sure. I just think that 20 years is a big achievement, and it should be celebrated with something bigger than this.
I think they did better with, was it the 10th or 15th celebration that they did?
I don't know.
But that wasn't a All Stars. That was more of a Morning Musume.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did better with that than they did with this.
Yep. I'm sure. I believe you. I'll take your word for it. All right, let's Hello Pro All Stars. Yeah. And next up, Yukueshirezu Tsurezure. Not secured. Loose ends. The song's called Phantom Kiss, featuring Franz from Attila. Or Attila. I don't know how you pronounce that.
I don't know who that is either.
It's a, let me save you a click. I had to research them a little bit, and I don't like what I saw. They are a metalcore band out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they're known for its... I'm not saying this. It's stuff that, you know, music
Wikipedia.
Journalists and Wikipedia have stated. Their embodiment of douche metal, basically, is what I'm getting out of this. And they do some questionable stuff. They still use homophobic slurs in their music, which I thought really doesn't exist these days, but apparently that's a thing they do, which is, you know, last time I heard anyone big use those words were probably like Eminem from 20 years ago, so I feel like, I don't know, that's quite questionable, but yeah, that's seems to be their reputation.
Okay.
So this front member, I just Googled him. His name is Franz. He punched a security guard for disrespecting fans. This was yesterday, 2 days ago. So yeah, they're not short on controversy, apparently. And he's screaming in this song.
Okay.
Because he doesn't make a cameo in this at all. So
Yeah, I didn't think he was in the video, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't know if I like this one better or...
Broken by the Scream.
Yeah.
They offer something a little different. I think this one's a little more sentimental, while the Broken by the Scream song, which was Sign Our Birthday, that one's a little more angry.
Yeah.
So it's up to preference, I think. They kind of occupy the same space. You know, they kind of do like a form of metalcore. But
There's definitely one or two girls in this that do some of the screaming
Right.
or accent some of the screaming. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't know.
I think this song is catchier.
Yeah, it's not nearly as fast.
It has a better hook. It's more poppy, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a better song. I just think it's
Yeah.
catchier.
Yeah. Again, though, their mixing on it is good, so their vocals aren't drowned out.
Yeah.
Which was always one of my biggest problems with Passcode.
Right.
And some of the other metalcore whatever.
And I think I remember last time we talked about Yukueshirezu Tsurezure. I thought the song was pretty solid, so I think they just have a good producer. I'm just not. I don't know if I want to be attached to this Franz guy.
Yeah.
From what I read, I can't. I don't know the guy. I don't follow his band, but from what I read, he just doesn't have a very good reputation, or his band also doesn't. So.
Hey, there's a lot of metal bands that don't, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's not so much nowadays, but I mean, back in the 80s and early 90s.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
There,
sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right?
Yeah, I mean, leaving hotel rooms destroyed, and, the lead singer doesn't want brown M&Ms in his dressing room because they look like turds, it's like,
yeah, a bunch of groupies every night, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I'm sure that still applies today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure to some degree.
I think it does for Attila, because if I watched a couple of their music videos, they've done this whole remember rap from like 20 years ago where it was just butts everywhere and the rappers and artists like spraying champagne on the strippers and pole dancers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That happens in one of the music videos I watched. So they live that lifestyle, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not feeling the scream.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the screaming.
You like the Broken by the Scream?
I like that one better. I like the contrast between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
screamers in it.
That's what I like about it too. Yeah.
More. The rest of the song I don't mind. It's more that who's that other group that does like emotional synth rock, sentimental
synth rock?
No, well, yeah, they do. It's all synth rock, but oh crap! Now I can't think of them.
Like a band like Passcode?
No, they do much more the melancholy stuff.
Is it God, I always forget their name. They did the Nun PV where they were being chased by a nun because they were dancing or whatever, and they ran away from the church.
I think so. I think that might be them.
God,
they also had the one where they had the girl from the other group that did the screaming in one of them.
Yana Koto Mute? Oh, screaming from another group? Isn't that Zenbu Kimi no Seida?
Was it?
Yeah, they got the girl from another group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Zenbu Kimi no Seida.
And that was a all one shot PV or all one set with the blue haired chick or whatever.
Yep.
I think. The rest of the song reminds me more of something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that in this case, in this song, but the screaming just does not. I don't know. It takes me out of that.
I like this and Broken by the Scream infinitely more than Zenbu Kimi no Seda for some reason. I just don't know why, but I feel like this is a
Mm.
more
It's better produced.
yeah, I mean the vocal work, not everything sounds like anime
Mm-hmm.
um yandere auto-tune vocals that
Yeah.
Zenbu Kimi no Seda does.
Yeah.
This feels a little more aggressive.
Yeah. No, I would definitely agree with that.
I prefer
I
this way more.
did that high pitched anime, well, what we call anime voice.
Yeah.
Just, it's getting old, and yeah.
It's getting old for Zenbu Kimi no Seda. I don't mind if it's like Denpa doing it, you know?
Well, Dippagumi I think is not as extreme.
Yeah.
They're not.
They are. They're pretty anime.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's different quality to them, and Dippagumi doesn't release as much,
Yeah, and they
which
also don't
helps.
do this rock music, so.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I think yeah I would agree. I like this more than that.
Let's talk about the PV. It's a one set PV. They're in that warehouse. This is probably that warehouse we see in every single one of these PVs. It looks like the railing is the same, so I would put money on it.
Probably. I wouldn't be
Um,
surprised.
it's the one that Q will use for chain and stuff like that. And is it Tsuyogari Sensation or something like that? Used the same set. Um, so yeah, it's one set. The members are dressed in white, which they kind of are modified gowns and maid outfit for one of them. It's just a mixture of different styles, but all white.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never really looked at the outfits to try to figure out what they were.
Yeah,
They're very weird.
yeah, they're all different shapes and stuff. So, and then the
It's
band in the back with feathers and stuff everywhere.
it's a very there is some sort of storyline in this PV, but I don't quite get it. Um, they're all chained up in parts of it, and they're stabbing the chain, and then looks like one's about to kill themselves,
Right.
and the chain
It
falls off. And
yeah, it looks like they're locked in a cage, and maybe they're birds. That's why the feathers.
maybe.
That's my guess, because they're chained, in the early stages of the PV, and they get the chains off, and they're like, my guess is that I'd rather die than be cooped up in this cage, kind of thing. That's why
Yeah,
she pointed the knife to herself. That's my guess. I don't know.
yeah.
So
It's all very strange, but it's mostly very very much like Broken by the Scream. It's all performance for the most part.
yep, just some random imagery that suggests
Yeah,
a theme.
yeah.
So all right, anything else?
No.
All right, rate it.
I'd shelf it. Um, the screaming just doesn't. It pulls it out, pulls me out of the song. Um, the PV, I would shelf it too. I would actually say this one's probably lower for me than Broken by the Scream. The weird imagery and stuff just yeah. I don't much care for that. I would rather just see them into the song than all the weird whatever going on.
Yep. Double shelf for me. I think this song is good. I think it's just as good as the Broken by the Scream, if not better. Um, but yeah, it's not my style, so it's not something I can wholeheartedly enjoy. But I do think it's well done and it's catchy. PV, yeah, it's not bad, but it's not interesting. That's what happens when you're an idol group. Idol groups really, I don't think, do very good PVs anymore. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they never did. And number two, groups like this that have that rock concept, they usually tend to not have my kind of visual stylings. I prefer something a little more fun and and Goofy. These groups are a little more self-serious, so they don't really do the goofy stuff. So that's probably why I can't really get into these groups. That's another part of it.
It's also done by Kodomo Mental, which this very much fits their style.
Wait, this group is Kodomo Mental?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. It's at the very end. It
Oh my
pops up
god.
their logo.
Yeah, you're right. Produced by Kodomo Mental guy and costume design Kodomo Mental Inc. Okay. Yeah. Give me this over Zenbukimi no Seda.
But yeah, so it makes sense why this is the way it is.
Yeah. Alright, that's Yukueshirezu Tsurezure, Phantom Kiss, featuring Franz from Attila. And next up, AKB48, Sentimental Train. With not a single train in this music video. I guess I should set up what's going on with this PV. This PV is not finished. It's actually not funny, but it's incredible that they released a PV like this. I think it's interesting. Matsui Drina is ill. I don't know if she's back. Maybe someone can confirm if she's back yet, but she took some time off earlier this summer for health reasons. I don't even know what those health reasons were, but she dropped out of like Produce 48 and stuff like that, so it must have been pretty bad for her.
I don't think she's back yet.
Yeah,
but
so
I'm not gonna swear to it.
Yeah, it seems pretty serious, I guess. Hopefully she can come back healthy. But yeah, so this is for the election, right? This is the election results. This is the Senbatsu for this year. And Drina was number 1, of course. So we are, we were sitting here for the Senbatsu PV. This is the PV, but it's incomplete because Drina is not in this. And they tell you from the start, they tell you, Drina's not in this because she's ill. But when she comes back, they are going to re-edit this PV to make her fit into the storyline. So they have a stand-in. They don't show her face ever. And Jurina's dialogue is replaced by text on the screen and also images of like storyboarding. So when I'm assuming this is what happens in like anime and movie productions, they'll draw pictures of like the shots that they want to use, and then they'll take those sketches and then put Jurina's lines over it, just to represent where Jurina fits in on all of this. So,
yeah, there's even like the little stuff at the bottom that says, Jurina 5th take or 5th
right,
time
scene 1 or something.
Lip scene.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
There's choreography where the front 2 members in this is Sakura and Sudakari, right? And they're supposed to hold Jurina's shoulder in the beginning, but she's not there, so they both have their hand out like this as to grab her shoulder, and then they CG in a fake Jurina to make it fit, as if she exists. So it's pretty interesting that this went out like this. I applaud them for it.
I don't know if I do. I kind of feel like they should have delayed it. Release something else in place of it.
So what do you do, though? What do you do? When do you do the Senbatsu single, then? Like, you can't delay the release, because releases are basically set in stone from, the company or the stockholders, if it's even publicly traded. But, like, I'd imagine, we do the election voting single in May, and then we release the election results for August or September, usually, right? So I feel like they have a set schedule in mind.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I would have delayed this single and released a different single until
like
Jay was back.
Not a Senbatsu election single, but just a regular ass single.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Until Jay was back.
Right.
I think it would have been better rather than having the speech bubbles and the storyboards and the CG in there.
Can you
I don't know.
imagine, like, doing a handshake event and you spend all your money to go see Jirina, and then she can't be there?
Yeah.
That's not fun. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I just don't know what else they could have done, honestly.
I don't either. I mean, it's not the first time that this has happened, or something similar has happened. It happened with Juice, and
Oh,
then
Miyamoto
they,
Karin broke her leg or something, right? And then
yeah,
Ishida
she was
Ayumi
injured.
filled in while Miyamoto Karin did the standing, not dancing shots.
No, she wasn't even in the
No,
PV.
I remember. I
Or
remember
was
that.
she?
I remember that PV. Yes, she's in the PV. She's just not dancing.
And then they redid the PV later with, I
I
think, with her in it.
I don't remember seeing the redone. I don't know if they ever
But
redid it.
yeah,
But yeah, so this is incomplete essentially.
basically. Yet
Even
it,
yeah, go ahead.
I got that feeling just from watching it without any context whatsoever. I'm
Yeah, I mean,
watching this, and
but
it's
the
like,
first thing you see is the CG Jurina, and you don't see her. Like it's very clear.
yeah, and it's like, wait, why did why did Suda say Matsuri? Why did she say Jay? And I'm like, okay, yeah. Even in the drama parts, it's very obvious. They're If they're gonna try and redo this, they're definitely gonna have to edit in or reshoot some of the shots,
Yeah,
especially for like the end shots with Sakura talking at the telescope.
right.
They're gonna have to reshoot that.
That's what they're saying. The message in the beginning of the PV, that's what it implies, is that they're gonna reshoot and re-edit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, overall, this is still a 10-minute drama PV with a very typical uninspired message of, hey, you're my friend that transferred in, and hey, at the end you're transferring away, and I'm sad. We've seen this millions of times, and it has very little actual substance.
Yeah. Yeah, the uh I honestly asked Yoshi if Jay was leaving because that's the feeling I got from this PV. It's like Jay's not even there to act out the part, and I still feel like she's graduating.
What if she just graduates? She's just like, you know what? I don't really feel like getting back, fully healthy and doing
I
this
wouldn't be
idle shit.
surprised.
Because,
I would not be surprised.
she's working 6, 7 days a week. I don't blame her if she just said, I'm burnt out. I can't do this anymore. She's been doing this for 8 years, 9 years now.
Oh, longer
10
than
years?
that.
10 years now? It's fucking
Because,
insane, man.
she joined when she was
She was like
10?
11, 10, right? Yeah, and then it was like Oogway Diamond was 2008, 2009, right? So,
2008. So
yeah.
10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame her if she just says, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
No,
It's too much.
I would not be surprised at all. And it wouldn't be the first time that. Well, it might be the first time that somebody from AKS has graduated while injured.
Right. Could be.
Wouldn't be the first time for Hello Project, but.
Do we know what her illness is or injury is? I don't remember hearing about this. All I just remember is hearing, oh, she dropped out of Produce 48 like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's an injury or what exactly it is.
Mm.
All I know is that she's due to health issues.
Yep. So the timing could not be any worse. You know, she was doing Produce 48. She became number one. The timing is awful, and it put AKS in a really terrible spot. Not to blame Drina, but it was just the timing was just awful, and this is the end result. But that does not excuse the creative direction of this very recycled concept and not all that interesting drama. Not that there is any drama.
I'm also confused on why Jay's playing piano. I've never seen her play piano.
This is a fake Drina or fake everyone. This is not like them in real life.
But the way I've seen it, well, okay, yes, but
they're playing characters, but it just so happens to be the same names as the actual people playing characters because they're like in high school and they're all part of the astronomy club, which is what I'm assuming because they're looking at telescopes and stars and shit. And Sakura is like talking about like Altair is the freaking that Japanese folktale star, and it's like, oh, okay, sure. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Suda Akari called Drina without, dropping the san, because everyone after first gen calls Drina san, so it's definitely not it's kayfabe in wrestling terms. They're playing characters, so.
Well, she called her, what, Drina-chan in the beginning, I think?
I think they just called her Drina. It's definitely not san. That's what I noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
She calls her Chan, which no one does.
Surprised that Suda was second in the election.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she outranked Sakura.
Would have been Yamamoto Sayaka if she participated, just saying.
I think Yamamoto Sayaka was probably the only one that could have really challenged Jay for it.
Yep.
But, it's 10 freaking minutes long.
Yeah, it's too long. It's too long for this very straightforward story that they're trying to tell. It's just, hey, we're part of the astronomy club. Hey, Drina, you're transferring into our club. Let's look at stars. Hey, we're taking pictures because we're like friends or whatever. And at the end, Drina's like, I'm taking pictures of you guys because I'm leaving. And Sakura's like sad. And that's it, essentially.
Pretty much.
So.
And the song is not... I don't know. I don't find the song very good either. I think that's the other problem I think I have with it. They've got to re-record the song. Because Jay's not in it as far as
You think that's going to really make a difference after all this talk about how AKS records their vocals?
No.
Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. It'll sound the same. But I disagree. I think the song is solid. I think it's got a decent hook. It's not the most catchy song, but it feels like a different song than what they've done recently. Recently, they've been doing stuff that's a little more, not unique, but not like the typical AKB kind of songs. I feel like this is going back to, like, this is a song that Undergirls would have done in, like, 2012 or something, and I like that.
It's got a very SKE feel to it.
Sure. I like the song.
Kind of reminds me of something around like Emerald time.
Sure.
But it's a little too toned down.
Right. It doesn't feel big for a election single, so yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not the typical election single that they've done with like Mariko and the other one.
Well, it feels like a B-side to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the like huge thing where they get everybody in the freaking town to come out for it.
It's not KFC. It's not Kokoro no Placard. It's not
Yeah,
Halloween
Sashi's got
Night.
the
So
yeah.
yeah, yeah, makes sense.
It's a different take on it.
Yep. Anything else on this?
No.
All right, rate it.
How many selfies have you taken and you drop your phone?
Well, at least it's working. She needs a better case. Those stupid like flip cases are those aren't going to protect your case. You need something that absorbs the shock of dropping it on the floor.
Yeah. I would shelf the song and dump the PV. Actually, the song part of the PV is not bad. That part I would shelf. The rest of it I'd dump. I don't need 4.5 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it is of them talking.
No, you never do. It's too much.
Part of why I don't like Bulldozer from Twice either.
I think I prefer if this PV was Bulldozer. At least that PV was fun, like and goofy.
Yeah,
This PV
it was,
is devoid of any humor.
it was also shot better. It had
Yeah.
better color. This
But
was
I don't.
washed out.
Still not. That PV is also not that great though. I don't think that
No.
PV's good, but it's probably better than this. Shelf for me on both accounts. The PV it's way too long, so like if I do revisit this PV, I'm gonna watch the song portions because I know what the hell happens drama wise. I don't need to see this PV ever again. I don't think the PV is very good. I'll definitely check it out once Drina is re-edited into this, just to see what difference it made. Okada Nana looks fantastic. Sakura looks fantastic. She looks like she had a K-pop makeover of some kind. Fantastic. Thumbs up, I approve. And the song, it's catchy, but not like super crazy awesome. But I think it's well done, and I would definitely consider putting it on playlist. Not quite playlist level, but yeah, it's pretty good. That's AKB48 Sentimental Train, and next up, Pimm's Original War. Hell of a title.
Again, that warehouse.
I think it's a different warehouse.
Maybe.
Um,
It's still a warehouse.
yeah, I guess we could talk about the PV first. Yeah, this PV is a warehouse PV, and they perform with lights in the background and stuff. And they have shots of the center girl. I think her name's like Gunji Elisa Gunji. And she is bare backed, like she's not wearing any clothes, top wise, and she's showing her back side, not her butt, just her back, and she
Shoulder.
has a gigantic ass tiger tattoo, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming is fake because everyone else has way less cool tattoos.
Yeah.
Like she got the way cool tattoo, while
She got
everyone
the
else.
She got the tattoo where you have to sit on or lay down for like 3 days
Oh yeah, for sure.
to get it. In this case, it was probably like 4 or 5 hours
Yeah.
to paint it on, and everybody else got, oh, here's a flower. Or,
Here's one
some
flower
place-
on your arm. Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
here's a tribal not a tribal tattoo. It's like here's like
calligraphy.
what looks like what gangs would tattoo. Like
Yeah.
gang I want to say gang font. I don't know what the
Yeah.
font that gangs use, but it's that very common like here's X gang. I'm in this X gang. It's spelled out, and that's what the font looks like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going for because they're not actually warring with anyone, as the song title would suggest. But they
No.
look like they're in gangs because they're wearing like black tank tops and a what do you call it? A black not a scarf.
They're
Not a handkerchief. It's headband, bandana. They're wearing black
yeah,
bandanas, and they're covering their mouth like they're like about to go fight another gang or something.
or rob a convenience store
Sure, and but they have no
or
weapons.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like, we're just badass enough. We don't need weapons.
right. I don't know what they're trying to prove. Like we're hard. We have tattoos, and we look
Yeah.
like we're about to rob a grocery store.
There is some like tribal tattooing or something to that effect. Or
Yeah, one of
maybe
the
it's just
members
supposed to be flames.
could be
I don't
that
know.
one member has definitely what looks like tribal tattoos on her right arm for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know exactly what their theme is, but yeah, that's essentially the entire PV.
Yeah. A little bit of rapping.
Yeah, Pimm's always has a little bit of that.
It's it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's although I just saw that tiger tattoo again and it looks like it was a stencil and spray painted on.
Oh no, for sure, it is definitely. It looks like a fake tattoo. It doesn't look like a fake real tattoo. It just looks like someone drew it on her or some kind
Well,
of like.
I was thinking like somebody painted it on, but no, this looks like it was a stencil and it's spray painted on.
No, it's like when you're a kid, you had that water tattoo where you put water on it and you just put it on your skin for like 30 seconds and let it dry.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It has that weird sheen to it that
Yeah.
happens when you do that self-application tattoo.
Who really got one that big?
I don't know. And that well, like, coated.
Yeah.
Because it's on her shoulder blades and everything, so that's not easy to apply, for sure.
Yeah.
So it might have been someone hand painting it, which I would think take hours, but I don't know. It's
Like
crazy.
You said 4 or 5 hours to get that done.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hours and hours.
To do that.
Yep. I like their jacket that they're wearing in the dance shots. It's cool. It's white and black.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unique in terms of look, but no substance in this PV.
No. No. And honestly, the gang shots, let's just call them that, because they're all in black trying to look
Oh, they're
badass.
trying to be a gang member. Yeah, for sure.
Really kind of just throws you out of the PV. It's just not. It's not engaging. It's like, oh, hey, we're trying to look charismatic for what we're doing, but it's just like, no, you're just boring.
I wish they were like holding guns or like brass knuckles or something.
Or knives,
Yeah.
pipes.
Yeah,
something.
anything. Like weapons. I don't understand the look, right? There's no
Yeah.
context to the look at all. Because the song doesn't match what's going on with the look either.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird song, too. It starts off with like the tropical house kind of sound, and it goes into like a cute breakdown before the chorus and stuff. So it's a weird-ass song.
I like the girl with the long hair and the straight bangs. I like her voice. I have no idea any of their names, so
I just know the center girl because she used to be a gal fashion model or something, and she's of Filipino descent.
okay.
That's all I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, of course, their profile pictures are completely different from the others. I don't want to follow her. I just want to see her Twitter.
You can't. You have to hit that follow button.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think it's Mayumi. Mayu.
Okay.
That I like her voice in this. The rest of them are, yeah. very idolish, I guess. Well, even her voice is pretty idle, but I like the tone of it
Mm-hmm.
better than the rest. Yeah,
Um,
it's okay.
yeah, it's not bad. I think it has a decent hook. But I don't know. It's missing something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know what it is either. It's
It feels empty. Like
yeah,
everything, nothing is really cohesive.
yeah. The only part that feels like there really has any impact is when they, or when the one girl says or sings "Original War."
Yeah,
Is it
the
the
chorus. It's essentially the chorus.
yeah, but that part feels okay for that her section of it, and then it's just kind of meh.
Yeah.
Even the rap doesn't feel impactful.
No, it feels just cookie cutter. Could be replaced by anything.
Yeah, and they process the vocals so it sounds rougher, so they sound tougher, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
All right. Anything else?
no. I would. I'd shelf both. The song's not too bad, but the then yeah, the PV. I think we said enough about that one.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah. Double shelf for me. It's not bad. I think the PV's lacking, and I think song wise something is missing. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel like a complete package as a song. So yeah, I think it's just missing that oomph. So that's Pimm's Original War. And next up we got some rapid fire ratings. So we're gonna quickly go over a couple of these short PVs here. First up, Higashi Ikebukuro52. Song's called I Says On. Um, for those who don't know, Higashi Ikebukuro52 is uh, employees of the Saison credit card company that basically stole like Keakizaka's like Futari Saison the song, and they're like, "Hey, we use that word in our company, so let's just do an idol group because whatever."
Because it's a good way to promote ourselves.
Yep.
And I guess the I is for like international.
Sure. Maybe that's the
Well,
pun.
if you look over at the on the left side of the screen, it says on card international,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you look at the background, it says like love and amor and something in Thai or something like that. Or there's different languages in the background.
Sure. It's. I guess we can talk about the PV. It's just the members of this group
Very
performing on a
80s.
stage. Yeah. I mean, the song feels kind of old, too.
Yeah. It's got that very 80s TV show quality to it.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of do the filter, too. So.
Yeah, it's all stand mic. There's not a lot of movement in it. What movement there is dedicated dancers. And they got two members on each side of the wings, which is yeah, it's just very kind of retro feeling.
Yep. Then it cuts to the members dancing in what I'm assuming is the company areas, like the office, the cafeteria, and like the break room or whatever. So, yeah, that's it.
It's
Really
a
not much.
promotion song.
Yeah,
It's not a bad song, but I'll never listen to it again.
yeah, it's just a plain song, and not all that interesting.
And I would never be pulled into the group because I know it's not going to last more than like 6 months.
Right, this is a novelty thing.
Yeah.
So they're riding off the coattails of Keyakizaka or Nogizaka. They have a very similar look. The outfits are very similar, inspired by. I'm sure that's just their uniform, but it looks
Probably.
very familiar. Like, I can totally see Nogizaka and Keyakizaka wearing it, so.
Yep.
And the song's written by Tada Shinya, who's written a bunch of idol stuff, like Full Pocket. He wrote Ponytail to Shushu, I think, so. Yeah, this is his produced song.
Yeah, I can pick up a little Ponytail in there.
Can you? I don't think this song sounds like
a
Ponytail.
little bit. Hey, there's a couple little elements in there that I can. Yeah.
The song sounds like a doo-wop song.
But it's just like little tiny things. Yeah, it kind of remind me of it. But yeah, it's a nice song.
Yeah, it's fine. Anything else?
No.
All right, rate it.
I'd shelf it. I'd shelf the song. I'd probably dump the PV. It's kind of a toss up, shelf dump. It's not a whole lot to watch. I mean, just not a whole lot there.
Yeah. I'll double shelf. I think it's okay, not great. It's well done, but yeah, this, like Kenny in chat says, it's a marketing ploy, so it's really hard to get invested. It's like, oh, my Oshi is this member, and it's like, oh, she works at a credit card company, and she finds another job, she's gone, that kind of thing. But then again, that's idols, so.
Yeah, it's also just the fact that, how many of these people actually wanted to do this? And how many of them were just told, do it?
I would hope it's a voluntary thing. Not just, hey, you're decent looking for a credit card company worker. Not saying credit card company employees are ugly. I'm just saying they're not there because for looks. But then again, Japan or maybe other companies from other places, they may hire, like, hey, you're a receptionist, you're attractive. Hey, you can be a receptionist because you're attractive, because you'd be the face of the company kind of thing. Yeah. Which happens, not just in Japan, but it does happen. So, it's, double shelf. It's okay. It's not my kind of thing. So, it's Higashi Ikebukuro52. I says on. Next up, and last but not least, Tamura Meimi, Kagayaite, My Dream Goes On.
I thought she was doing musical theater.
So this coincides with their musical theater debut. This is billed as a dual debut as a solo performer, which is musical and pops. So she does both, I guess.
I can see that, especially in the PV.
Yeah,
it's very kind of ballet.
It's ballet, interpretive dance, and it feels very Western. The entire thing just feels very Western.
Yeah.
Like minimalistic, artsy, performance-focused.
A lot of acting type stuff.
Yeah, and the song feels Western as well. So, it's only a minute and a half, minute and 25 seconds, so it's really hard to get a full impression, but I think I have a feeling what's going to happen the rest of the way. It's probably going to be more interpretive ballet dancing, and then her being emotional and singing.
It's just the first verse.
And chorus.
I wish they'd released a little more.
Yes.
I like it.
This song's really good.
I like her voice. She's actually using her voice. That's not Hello Project to death with, you know.
Tsunku's robot noises, auto-tune.
It's got depth to it. I mean, she's not singing high for all of it. She actually has range.
Yeah, she starts very whispery and sad sounding, melancholy, and then when it hits the chorus, it's just very energetic and powerful and motivational and uplifting. So, it feels very musically in that way. You know,
Oh, yeah,
it's
definitely.
it's just like this is a part of the musical where the main character, the girl, she loses her job, but she's not giving up because her dream, her dream is to make it in Hollywood. But she's not gonna give up because she didn't pass an audition, and she starts singing this song. Or a Disney movie, right? A Disney movie where the main character, she's stuck in a castle because she has ice powers, and she's like, let it go, let it go, let it go. And, Paul McCartney's like, let it be.
But yeah, she's. It did feel very musical inspired. I mean, if this is interconnected with it, I can see that.
It's weird because I can see little Glee Monster doing something like this, but I way much, much, much prefer Tamura Meimi doing this for some reason. I don't know why. And Tamura Meimi wasn't even like a member I followed all that much in Anger Me, so it's weird for me to be invested this much emotionally, but I think this is incredible.
Yeah.
Based off of a
no,
minute and 25 seconds.
I saw this and I was like, I thought she was going to do theater stuff, and
Yeah.
I pull it up and I listen to it. It's like, damn.
But when you look at this, you can see that she probably has the chops to make it. Even if she doesn't start off very good, it seems like she's invested and she can sing from what we can tell here. That was never an issue when she was in Hell Project, so we know she can sing. But we didn't know anything about acting and acting emotionally in terms of like musical theater style. And this is a minute and a half of musical theater rendition of a song, right? Emotional, dancing, just this like I'm looking sad and I'm gonna sing at the same time, and it makes me emotionally invested in her, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really good. I'm hoping they release more. I hope they release the whole song.
Yeah, I would like to hear the whole thing.
I mean, it's not due out until like next month, but heck, it's a month from tomorrow.
Yep.
But it's also under Victor Entertainment, so I'm not going to count on them releasing.
Yeah, I mean, at least Victor used to be blocked, and now they're not blocked anymore, so that's good. That's a step in the right direction. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from judging this 1 minute and 25 second experience, I want more of this for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would definitely take more of this. Without a doubt. This is probably my favorite. Yeah, this is probably my favorite tonight.
Yep, easily.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's kind of sad that a minute and 25 was enough to sell us on something, while everyone else had a 3 to 4 to 10 minute chance.
But everybody else also followed the same formula.
Right. This is not. This is something completely different.
This is much more mainstream, I would say.
Yeah, it appeals to the mainstream. It doesn't necessarily appeal to Idol fans, which is, it's still a niche thing. It always will be, I'm sure.
Much more pop than Idol pop.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing to say that idols can't do pop. It doesn't have to be that Idol pop formula.
It always, at the end of the day, depends on who's producing the product and who they're aiming it at. That's the end result all the time.
Yeah. Yep. She didn't have to do an anime voice or sing falsetto or whatever.
Or be auto-tuned completely. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
this is her, right? It's just
Yeah.
that they gave her the right presentation for her. This musical theater style with this emotional song that's really well written, from what I can tell. It has a really good hook. It's really catchy. From the first listen, when it got to the chorus and it hit really big, I was like, this song is fucking good. And that,
Yeah.
like, and my mind has not changed over 10,
Mm,
15 times that I've listened to this now, since it's a minute and a half.
better hype than Irie.
Oh, that's interesting. That's at least we got to see multiple things from Suzuki Airi. This is the only thing we've seen
Yeah.
from Tamura Meimi, so I'll temper my expectations.
Yeah, because I'd say that, was it the third one from Irie was not very good?
Right. It was Distance and the other one. It was something about the world or Sekai or something.
Yeah.
She had the background dancers. Those two
Yeah.
were awesome.
Yeah.
But the third one, when the was it
Yeah.
in the pink room with the drummer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
That one, not so much.
yeah.
But
But-
the other two were good.
But I have to say this is more hype than what Suzuki Airi did for me. I think this is more interesting than what Suzuki Airi did.
Yeah.
Also, probably because Suzuki Airi is still kind of contained in that Hello Project thing, right? You see the subtitles and all that stuff, even though her production was a little bit different. It was a little bigger, you know? It wasn't just stuck in one studio. This, I don't see the Hello Project attachment as Victory Entertainment. So my expectations are a little more different, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say this is wherein Irie did more just straight up pop.
Yep.
And in a lot of cases, her vocals were still tempered by that Hello Project sound.
Right. It sounds like Hello Project.
Not as much, but there was
No, they always sound like that, though. That's the thing. They always do this thing where they record their vocals very raw and they don't tweak it that much. So it always sounds very similar. Like every Hello Project group has this very same vocal recording style, which is not a surprise because AKS does this, Nogizaka and Keyakizaka does this. So it's not a surprise, but it's very consistent and it kind of feels too raw. You kind of want a little bit more echo or something, you know? For me, at least.
Yeah.
But this is, this is done in a very mainstream way that appeals to a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, anything else?
Although her English pronunciation is
I mean,
questionable.
that's Japan. 90% of Japan.
She says, because my dream goes, I swear she says warm.
I think she says my dream was born, but I'm pretty sure she says yes, my dream goes on, as the subtitle would suggest.
And I thought it said my dream goes warm. The first time I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, that English.
You want to warm up your dream, you know? It's something you have to do if you want to achieve your dreams.
So yeah.
All right, rate it, man.
I mean, from the minute and not quite a half that I hear, I would put this on a playlist. The PV probably closer to shelf. I don't think I would playlist this, but I'm still interested to see what more there is.
I agree. The song is a playlist for me. Instantly a playlist. I don't think the song's gonna go anywhere too different from what I'm hearing in the minute and 25 seconds.
Yeah.
But from what I hear, if it's just more of it, it's gonna be a playlist. If it goes anywhere else and it gets even bigger and crazier, it's a repeat. But right now, it's a solid playlist, bordering on repeat. In the PV, it's really well done. I want to see the whole thing, but I don't think it's going to go too far off from what we're seeing. It's not going to be all that interesting, I don't think, so I'll just shelf it. But yeah, great song. Let's Tamura Meimi, Kageaite, My Dream Goes On. That is a freaking surprise. A pleasant, pleasant surprise. All right, I think I know what our MVPV of the night is, but just to make sure, the most valuable promotion video, what we thought was the best overall package, whether the song carries the PV or the PV carries the song, I'm assuming for you is...
I mean, I wouldn't normally go for it, but I'd have to go with Mamie.
Yeah, same. I kind of don't like giving it to short PVs because
Yeah.
the rest of it could be a disaster, but I feel like something like that is not going to be a disaster in the second half. We kind of see what's going to happen in the second half, so
Yeah.
it won't be too different, I think.
Yeah, it would have to, like, pull a Momo Clo to really
Right.
surprise me.
They just blast off into space, or... You know what? When I was watching the AKB Sentimental Train PV, I thought maybe Druna's an alien because she kind of disappears at one point during the end or towards the end.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's just my hypothesis. You know, I don't think that's what they're going for, but it looks like she's an alien that disappears at one point.
Well, yeah, she, like, sneaks out of the group and goes over to the other area. And
Right.
then takes a picture of the group when Sakura notices.
That could be an interesting switch up. Like, hey, Jiren is an alien. That's why she's leaving. You know, she came from the star that Sakura was talking about and then learned about Earth, and then she's leaving now. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the twist that I want.
She got on the Galaxy Express 999.
Yes. I actually watched Yamato recently, and it's like she's from Iskandar, and she's trying to see if Earth is worth saving.
At least then there'd be a train in it.
Yeah. There's no train in Sentimental Train, so yeah, that's why it's not a good PV, guys, because there's no train. So yeah, congratulations to Tamura Meimi. I have a lot of hopes for her after seeing that and hearing that. So, yep, she's the MVPV. The song's called Kagayate, My Dream Goes On. And that's it for the show. Don't forget, we stream on twitch.tv/New School Kaidan and youtube.com/New School Kaidan, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every week on Saturdays. And we got our Twitter, New School Kaidan, me at YoshiRect, Draco at Draco60, and our Discord server is at discord.me/NSK. Anything else?
No.
All right. That'll do it for the show. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.